Hear ye, hear ye. Training camp has kicked off and we have highlight reels. Lots of highlights as we discuss on today's show. Also, Davis gets Wally pipped by the latest underdog influencer, a former NFL head coach. And also, we had some bad news about DraftKings NFTs. So Frisco Josh add another one to his scoreboard. We got a fun show. We're gonna be drafting together, and yeah, it'll be fun. Stick around. It's the Swolecast here on RotoGrinders.com.
Are you Davis Maddox from the Swolecast? I was like, yep, that's me.
I just want you guys to know I'm total dust. I'm the problem.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Leave it to the guy with the crypto dunes, Abby, to not understand context.
I should have known you getting 30 likes was directly written by someone else.
You know me, I don't do a ton of research before the show.
I've put no research into this. Don't know if it's true at all.
You're on the right show.
To it, bro. Live a little.
Live a little.
Just live a little, guys.
All right. Welcome in, everyone. It's a Swolecast here on RotoGrinders.com. David Kitchen alongside Peter Overzet and Davis Maddox. No Tuttle today. And
I wanted to ask him. I really did. I thought last show was such a hoot. I really wanted to be like, Tuttle, will you just do it? But I knew he wasn't going to.
You just know. He'll be back, though. He'll be back. It's the Hall of Fame week. We've got Hall of Fame game a little over 24 hours away. And so just Tuttle, Jamino, those guys just grinding preseason projections. I love just being a fly on the wall in the projection Slack here at RG. But Tuttle's involved with that. He's involved with all the college stuff.
Fly on the wall is kind of your whole experience at RotoGrinders.com.
I just lurk.
Just sort of observing.
It would be a real big concern for the projections if you were more than a fly on the wall in that chat.
What I do in the projections channel is if there's some sort of, because it's just an aggregate of all the training camp stuff, all the beat writers. But if there's something that confirms my priors, I will put like a fire emoji just so they know, like it's like the soccer it's like the soccer day bump, just bump it by another 0.5%, and we're there. But I am stoked. I am stoked with all this training camp stuff. For normies like me, it's just gasoline on the fire. I'm getting ready. I started watching Receiver on Netflix. Like I am ready. So ready for week 1.
Being proud of watching Receiver is the best way to, signal to everyone that you're a normie.
That you're a normie. My whole YouTube chat, I would say about 50% of every stream is them telling me, dude, you got to watch Receiver. You're missing out. And me being like, dude, I can't read The Athletic 3 hours a day if I'm watching Receiver. You got to choose one or the other.
You should give them what you want, Davis, and just do like director's commentary and just screen share Receiver while you sit there and watch it.
I'd have to get a watch playback account to do it. Might have to though. The people would love it.
All right. Well, later on in the show, we're not going to tell you what draft we're doing today, but we will be doing a draft. And before we do that, we got to set the table. We have to get our ducks in a row, and we're going to do that with, of course, today's Overzet's overview.
Got that dog in her butt. Got that dog in her butt. Overzet's overview. Come on.
All right, Kitchen alluded to it at the top of the show. Underdog made their second big hire this offseason earlier today, fresh on the heels of the Davis Maddox signing. They've added another titan in the football space, Bill Belichick, who will be doing a podcast for them. Rumor has it he was their second choice after the proprietor of Live a Little YouTube channel declined. That's a bummer. They had to go out to they had Tuckett to shoot the intro video. They could have been there in Nashville with Dave. Training camps are indeed underway, and it's honestly scary how well things are going on the news front for Davis right now. Every single
No one say anything. No one, don't jinx it.
I'm about
Don't
to.
jinx it.
I'm about to. Every single piece of positive news is directly aligned with Davis's massively over-leveraged portfolio on the Chiefs, Chase Brown, and Greg Dortch. At this rate, I half expect Roger Goodell to say that the Vikings and Chiefs won't have a week 6 bye and will actually be playing an extra game against each other. But no more laughing, guys, because there was some sad news this week. Mr. Rainmakers passed away suddenly on July 30th. Thankfully, he went peacefully in the deep slumber of an NFT bear market. He leaves behind thousands of bag holders, the Props and Drops podcast with Matt Kalish and Gary Vee, and the following ancillary PFP collections: Trolls, Minotaurs, Sly Crocs, and the DraftKings Reef Royale Sharks. Rest in peace.
The Trolls.
NFT.
The Trolls.
I will say, DraftKings, if I can give you some advice, as someone who still regularly does a show called Club Top Shot, where we don't talk about Top Shot, I'd keep the Rainmakers name. Maybe just pivot it to like a 5-cent 150 max contest for anyone who ever held a piece of the Naomi Osaka manga collection. That'd be a nice way to give back to those guys. The Olympics are underway. I didn't know about this until I saw a tweet from David Kitchen on July 27th, where he said, U.S. women's water polo is loaded this year with 3 American flag emojis, 0 likes, 0 retweets, 0 replies, but 1 mention in the Oversets overview.
You know what? Team Kitchen here. Truly, I'm Team Kitchen. The Olympics are awesome. The basketball has been great. The tennis has been great. It's one of the few things that my wife will watch live sports without complaining or getting bored. It's beautiful.
Well, yeah, everyone is definitely going crazy for the Olympics, including that gymnast who was really good at being a gymnast despite wearing glasses. I think was what everyone was super surprised about with that pommel horse guy. It reminds me of when Soccer Dave took off his blue light glasses and shocked the world at still being awful at drafting best ball teams. He's our Clark Kent over there. There's honestly some pretty bullshit Olympic sports, trampoline, sport climbing. In a few decades, I'm sure we'll have best ball portfolio diversification as a sport. And China's going to wipe the floor with us.
No, sacrilegious. That has sacrilegious all over it.
Oh, we are sending sacrilegious to those games.
I'm boycotting that sport.
And lastly, this is an actual PSA for Davis. This is our 5th Swolecast episode in the month of July, the way the calendar broke. So make sure you don't shortchange yourself when you fill out that time card.
I literally just did it.
Back to you, Dave.
Thank you. All right. So we're in this draft, and Davis gets the 10th overall pick. Pete gets the 11th overall, and I get the 12th.
I don't believe this has ever happened before, where we have all picked back to back to back at the turn. I do not believe that this has ever happened before. Dave started Malik Neighbors and Cooper Kupp. I can't tell if that's Dave doing a bit. I can't tell if that's something that Dave thinks is optimal. I can't tell if Dave read Jacob Sanderson's popular Thinking About Thinking column about drafting weird out of the 12 slot.
Jacob copied that from me. I already said to do that. I've been doing that. Of course, it happens after I get the 12 spot every single draft.
Dave, I truly think Cooper Kupp is the worst possible player to do this with, but go with God.
It is an unbelievably bad player to do it with there, because Cooper Kupp had been at the 3-4 turn for a lot of the early cycle of draft. You got to do it with a guy who hasn't been at that 3-4 turn, Dave.
Guys, I feel like I give away too much alpha on this show, but here's what I say. Right? We just don't know, and to live a little, and that is Cooper Kupp at the 12, because what's going to happen?
But we do know where he was going in the draft. That is actual knowable knowledge.
Sure. But you're taking away an important variable. And that is who I draft at the 3-4 turn is also going to be in the top 10. So what if there are 3 guys that you draft around that 3-4 turn that are going to be in the top 10. Everyone's like, "Oh, I've got 2 of them." Well, guess who?
Well,
could
Dave,
have all
this
3?
is sort of perfect for you then. There's one of my YouTube commenters casually dropped the thought experiment of the
here
year.
we go.
And I'm very curious your thoughts, Dave. There is a player in the player pool, a fake player. BBM just drops him in. Underdog drops him in. He scores 50 points in week 17, guaranteed. You know it, 100%.
Yeah.
But he scores 0 points every other week of the year. Where do you draft him?
And everyone knows he scores 50.
Everyone. This is full knowledge to everyone in the pool.
Yeah. Where am I drafting in the 12 spot?
You could be drafting anywhere.
He's asking where his efficient ADP should be.
Yeah.
Second round.
You're never getting him.
Yeah. You never know.
I mean,
we just don't know. Yeah.
But like, whoever does take him, I know in the second round, I have like best ball finalist experience, so I can get there, right? Again, because week 17 does not matter if you can't get into the door. Having a concert ticket without going to the concert is meaningless. So the 2 go hand in hand. People have to get through the door, and that's what I'm doing right here. Pete, come on. You've seen
wow,
this.
I just drafted a guy who's a top 10 player in the late 30s.
Yes, that's who I was going for. He is the Texans' #1 receiver now. Have you not seen the training camp news?
I have. That's why I took him.
Unbelievable. I cannot believe this. Gosh.
That is that's
So
a good kitchen bit.
Kitchen, your strategy then was to take Cooper Kupp there and then hope Stephon Diggs slid 4 picks past ADP to you at the turn. That was your strategy?
Stephon Diggs is one of those guys, as is the guy that I just drafted.
You saw what he had to catch yesterday and had to take George Pickens in the 3rd round.
I've been drafting George Pickens for a while, but it did confirm the priors that I have.
Did confirm.
I need a list of kitchen priors, really.
I mean, buddy, you've seen my exposure. Heavy Hollywood Brown, heavy DeAndre Hopkins, heavy Deshaun Watson.
We should mention we are doing missions. That should be noted. We all have a mission. Pete assigned wait, is that right? Yeah. No, David assigned me one. David assigned me one. Yeah, Dave, you are getting worse at this. If you're not doing a bit. If you're not doing a bit, I mean, maybe you are doing a bit.
I'm not getting worse at this. Like, you guys don't understand. You're good. You're regressing into how you were in 2021 and 2022 because you think that there's only one way to draft a team. There's like one box and you have to stay within this box. And maybe it's ADP, maybe it's roster construction, maybe it's, a guy could be there two turns later. But again, just draft the best players,
you just sort of want to
correlate a little bit and see what happens.
You just kind of want to draft like schizophrenic so that your teams are just not related to each other at all. Your portfolio is diversified based on whatever podcast you most listen to recently.
In the 12 spot, I'm going strictly for upside. And let me ask you this. Cooper Kupp, last year, where was he getting picked?
It depends on what time frame you're asking.
Yeah, first, second round, right? Like we know his upside.
He was a 4th round pick by the end.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but with an injury.
Kitchen,
yeah.
Do you ever like if you're playing blackjack and you have like a 20 and the dealer's just showing a 6, do you ever hit just because like an ace could be coming? Like we just don't know. You could.
It's not like Austin Powers where it's like, I too like to live dangerously. No,
it does seem like that. It literally seems like that.
But this is the problem. And Pete, I don't feel like I should be lecturing you. And so this honestly surprises me that you're having these feelings. But this is the problem is that you are comparing a game of blackjack with like just a few outcomes, right? To a game with hundreds of thousands of entrants, and you have to be in the top two, and then win it. Like this is not blackjack, Pete.
Can
This
you
is like-
can you describe the advancement structure again? All I heard is you got to be top two, and win it.
Yes, and then
Only
because
literally only the first part of that was correct.
okay, top 2 win it and then win it. So,
You're still missing a leg.
anyways,
No, what do I have to do? Top two,
No.
then-
no, it just further illustrates my point. You're playing it like blackjack, and the person at the table is like, "Sir, this is a roulette table." Like, I'm sorry. You've got to place your bet on a specific number or color, and you're hit me.
This
Oh,
is
man.
some of your finest work, Dave. Truly.
You guys don't get it, but you will when Malik Neighbors goes off. Have you watched anything on X? Because all that guy is doing is scoring touchdowns on 7-on-7.
Well, here
bro.
I will give the chat a hint about Peter's mission. Having watched things on X is going to relate to Peter's mission. If you were spending a lot of time on Twitter, you are going to be able to more easily understand Peter's mission.
Oh,
Think about that.
baby.
Think about
Woo,
that.
baby.
Seen some Kyle Pitts highlights. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, do you know who? Jeez Louise. Gosh, we just have a squad. Calvin Ridley, Will Levis, and the Titans offense has been cooking today in camp. I mean, just play after play. And Roma Dunze, multiple touchdowns. He could be the wide receiver 1 there in Chicago.
Could be.
How could you not like this start for me?
No, it's clear that we're all playing blackjack and you're playing roulette right now, Dave.
It is pretty clear.
Kitchen, will you give? Yeah, there's actually been a lot of debate recently about the Ridley stuff. Ridley versus Hopkins. Is Ridley overvalued? Give the pro Ridley case here.
Honestly, the pro Ridley case here was that my bags are like fully packed with Hopkins on both sides. And so I need to have
You're diversifying?
I need to have a little diversifying within my Titans portfolio because it is a rather large portfolio. But yes. All right. Let's service the audio listeners though, if we could. Also like and subscribe. We're on the road to 10K. Davis goes Puka Nacua, the wide receiver 2 for the Rams. At the 10 spot, then Marvin.
I just realized who Kitchen got influenced by for the Cooper Kupp pick. It was literally my tweet. It was the Athletic article this morning. There was another, Breakfast Club Athletic article this morning about Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford. Anyways, my team is Puka Nacua, Marvin Harrison, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Xavier Worthy, and Christian Watson. Peter has Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Stephon Diggs, Zay Flowers, Kyle Pitts, and Joe Mixon. Soccer Dave, drafting out of the 12 hole. I'm not missing his first round pick. He went Malik Neighbors, Cooper Kupp, George Pickens, Isaiah Pacheco, Calvin Ridley, and Rome Odunze. I got to hand it to you, Dave. I bet you're the only one in the entire pool has that start of 6 players. I would wager a good bit on it.
And none of them are bad picks.
Neighbors is pretty terrible there. The rest of them are like whatever, defendable. Yeah, Kupp not really.
Again,
defendable
this
either.
goes back to you saying he's a terrible pick. Goes back to you thinking that you have to draft within a certain structure. This is one of those teams that people are going to see in October and be like, "How does he have Neighbors, Kupp, and Pickens on the same team?"
It was super close to being sharp. Like if you did Mike Evans, Adams, DK Metcalf, Waddle, those guys that always go on the
Why would I go
2-3
Metcalf?
turn.
I'd rather have Neighbors than Metcalf any day.
No, the Neighbors thing is fine because you pulled him up from a side of the board that he doesn't normally go on. Cooper Kupp went at the 3-4 turn for like the first third of BBMs.
Yeah, Easy is in the chat saying he has a team with Dave's first 4 picks, but with Christian McCaffrey instead of Calvin Ridley. Would you make that trade, Dave, or you just don't know?
I mean, sure, guys. Let's go ahead and hand him first place and me second place. So they don't have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, all you got to do is get top 2, win it. You're good.
But
Top 2,
he
win it.
He might have given me too much alpha because now I'm going to draft either. I'll probably go with Mason because honestly, he's been taking some of the RB2.
He gave him too much alpha, so now he has to take Jordan Mason to leverage against Easy's one
Christian
random
McCaffrey. so Christian McCaffrey. Oh shoot, I'm on the clock.
That'd be a great bit. So Kitchen does this like slow draft streams and lets the chat tell him what better versions of the teams, and then Kitchen goes out of his way to leverage those teams. Taking Rasheen Ali if you got the big dog on this one. Oh my god.
You know whose ADP is the most startling to me every time I see it? Josh Palmer. Every time I'm in the 8th round and Josh Palmer is on my screen, I'm just like, what is happening here? How did we end up in this spot of all spots to be in? Is it living or living, Dave?
But we're alive and we're living. I mean, the two go hand in hand.
I should have known Pete was going to take Jalen Warren there.
I almost clicked Najee, but I left him for you.
I'll do it. I'll begrudgingly do it. A little bit of hedging there, Dave. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. There are some players where I have zero exposure of, and it scares me. But that doesn't mean I'm draft. I still refuse. Like, I think I've shared it. Alvin Kamara, I have 0 shares of on either side.
0. No Alvin Kamara. How many teams you up to, David?
I think I'm 170 on DK. Actually, no, it's more than that. It's 180. And I think 40.
You doing fast drafts? You doing slow drafts? Kind of what's the GTO outlay here?
Fast.
Everything's fast for Kitchen. He lives his life 1/4 mile at a time.
In the fast lane. Like, honestly, whenever I see Murray, on the Olympics.
So explain to me
the marathon.
The Kyler Murray pick without Marvin Harrison Jr. and without Trey McBride.
Every lineup. I will repeat this every year, Davis. Every lineup tells.
Okay. Literally asking you for what story.
I'm literally asking you to tell me the story. Okay.
Have you read the reports of Kyler Murray? Last year, he could not cut, Davis. He could not cut. You know what he was doing? He was having to run straight and throw the ball. Guess what he's going to be doing now? Cutting, running.
Wow. Wow.
You've got Cooper Kupp, who's a week 17. And guess what? You've also got a couple other receivers that are out there. One that you have your bags packed full of.
Yeah, so that's mostly what I'm wondering is how you think you're getting that guy in this particular draft, knowing who's picking in front of you.
I mean, there's multiple guys. What if Zay Jones is the guy you need?
You know, if specifically Zay Jones is again the guy that you need in 2024, then I will tip my cap to you and to Josh Norris, and I will log off, and I will go elsewhere.
Yeah, the Dortch team has gotten a little bit. I do like though that at least I've got plenty of shares of Dortch and 0 shares of Rondell Moore.
Oh God,
because
Rondell, what is dead may never die, but I am calling an immediate halt to taking.
No, there was a positive report after the negative.
There was, but then there was another bad one. There was another today. It was Kirk Cousins was doing his media availability, and he said, "Good things happen when you get the ball in Ray McLeod's hands." So that was it's not that good. It's not.
What are some reports that are just like buried guys? Like Kendre Miller, is that
Miller is the big one? Yeah. Wow, Chase Brown in this economy? Don't mind if I do.
Davis,
I know.
was gonna.
I know he was
Yeah.
he was very crucial for your mission, but I wasn't gonna not do it. Rico is another one. Every Quentin Johnston update is just Quentin Johnston has logs for arms. QJ is down.
QJ,
is down
he is falling.
How about this one? Romeo Dobbs, the star of Packers training camp right now. Just absolutely beast.
Isn't Jair Alexander worried? Is Jair Alexander not worried about Rico Dobbs?
He wants more reps. Jair? He wants more reps against Dobbs.
That was a classic training camp bit where the quarterback says, I want to go again. Like, so funny. But then, Peter, I don't know if you saw this. Not in 11s today, 11 on 11. Dobbs was not in the starting unit with Wicks, Reed, and Watson.
I take the pick back. Can I get it back?
No. I think it's totally. I think it's just one of those things. But I think it all points to the fact that Reed is one of the most overdrafted players in best ball right now. I think Reed is the one who has the most to lose.
Agree. Team Watson, and I mean, he's the true alpha. People don't realize it. And Dontavian Wicks is wide receiver 2. Who cares about this?
I don't think
spreading
so.
The news out, spreading the ball out. I think it's Watson and Wicks this year.
Let me show you guys a little power move here.
Yeah,
why not both?
He's gonna bury me. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Whoa!
All right, I'm trying to figure out.
You're gonna take Chase Brown, then I'm taking Wicks, bud. That's fair.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if there's something that helps me fill my mission here, and I don't really think there is.
Who are some guys that you've got? Like, man, there's all these reports. But maybe enough of the drum beat is getting loud enough where you're like, I need to adjust and rank this guy a little bit higher.
Connor was my number one drum beat guy, where I was like planning on being a Benson bro, and Coach Big Index had he got 2 minutes and 30 seconds of Gannon talking about Benson and basically being like, this dude is not a part of my plans. Like, that guy's ass is on the bench. So
I did think like Leone is the most funny when he's like unintentionally funny. And so like his tweet that he put out there, I thought was pretty good. Like, good for him. It was like back in May or whatever, you're saying, oh, I'm drafting this rookie because of this, upside he'll have later on in the season. And then when it gets like training camp report season, if he's like, oh no, he's practicing with the third team, we can't draft him. Like,
that was a good Leone tweet, which inspired me to not be a coward on Vidal.
Well, here's the thing that's funny about like the Benson stuff, right? It's all about the framing. Benson was going higher. There was all this hope he would have a standalone role. Maybe he has 40% of the backfield off the rip. He's now going like right next to Blake Corum. And no one is like, oh, Blake Corum is going to like steal the job away from Kyron. Everyone's like, no, if Kyron goes down, Blake Corum's going to be an awesome pick. Benson is going to be an awesome pick if James Conner goes down. Like, I don't know. I think he's properly valued now. As a handcuff, but I don't really see it that much different from the Corum bet now.
His positional ADP is not much lower. I think he's only two or three spots lower, but in the context of the board, he's now behind, Chase Brown, Javonte Williams, like guys who just like are going to have a standalone value essentially.
Yeah.
Shaheed did not help me fill my mission. That was just an EV pick.
Okay.
How's your mission going?
My mission's going pretty good.
Okay.
One off. Hope to.
Ooh. Little clue there for the people.
Clue.
He said one off. I'm one off.
One off.
Me.
Yeah.
One off what? One off of finally making a good pick.
No. I did accidentally draft Tyler Lockett, but it worked out because he's right there with Roma Dunze. But I guess I auto drafted him while I was giving my spiel.
Your soliloquy.
Yes.
Oh wow, I have literally no player in my queue.
Wow. Benson's still there. Who's going to take him? A little game of Benson chicken going on.
I could take Benson.
I am if you're not.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'll do it if both of you guys don't.
The funny thing is, like, I have this.
I was about to reach 30 spots on a guy, so I'm glad that you said that, Dave.
You should have.
David Kitchen is such a wild card that I'm going to reach 10 picks ahead of ADP to lock up my Kirk Cousins double stack, because Kitchen, if somehow his mission involves sniping me, actually I gave him his mission, it doesn't, but I can't even trust
you
Kitchen.
gave me
No, but
I literally can't.
He could literally do Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney
What?
there. And
Why
like,
would I do Kirk Cousins?
Because you're a crazy man.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. All right. Oh boy.
My Benson bags are, oh God. Okay, never mind. I thought I was about to say my Benson bags are light, but apparently light for me this year means I have 14% of a player. So I need to be logging out a little bit of doing that.
Man, this is tough. This is going to be a little bit tough. All right, so let's do it. Oh, we got Austin Eckler still here. Not tough at all.
I honestly was going to click Eckler with all my week 17 stuff there.
You should have done it at 131.
I need to talk this out for Davis with the mission. So Rico here, things were looking real bad from Stephen A. But that's not.
No, the tweet from yesterday though.
Bullish.
Yeah.
Mega bullish.
Yeah. The tweet from yesterday was big time for him. All right.
What was the tweet from yesterday? I need affirmation because
Callahan, Steve Callahan, John Callahan,
the two guys in the hotel room.
Yeah, one of the Cowboys beat writers tweeted out yesterday at Cowboys training camp, first day with pads, Rico Dowdle is the best running back here, and it's not particularly close. So there you go. All right, I will give a hint to the people. These are players who help satisfy my mission. Kelsey and Mahomes, Ramondre, and Leggett all help fulfill my mission to one degree or another. And it has to do with the team they play for and people you might know who would be fans of those teams.
Wow, Davis is just giving the whole thing away.
Yeah.
No, trust me, that is not giving. It's a good mission. It's a good mission, but it is an intricate mission. Xavier Leggett would not be one of my most drafted players. I'm up to 11% of him after basically having a come to Jesus moment with Jacob Sanderson, of him being like, not very often you get a first round-ish wide receiver who no one wants and could totally lead his team in targets.
Is he talking about Jonathan Mingo?
I don't think it. You know what, Dave? No one's talking about Jonathan Mingo.
Honestly, the beats are.
People are talking about Mingo. Mingo and another guy, Traylon Burks. We've got some fantasy zombie wide receiver 3 breakouts. I guess this is Mingo's second year. Burks' third year. Yeah.
What's the drumbeat on? I read The Athletic about 3 hours a day. I'm still not in touch with the drumbeat on Traylon. What's up with that?
So Traylon has they basically told him, like, you're too soft. Like you gotta work hard. And that's what Brian Callahan told him whenever he came in Tennessee. Well, Traylon, he's been posting all these workout pics, and not just that, but on the field, he's making play after play. Like, he's stacking days, not just having like one day of highlights. The man is stacking days and making plays for the Titans. And the Titans offense is just clicking on all cylinders. Playmakers galore.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
It sounds like he very much does.
I've been saying it for a long time. Like, you go from Vrabel to someone who's like, they wanted a modern coach who's going to have a modern passing scheme. You've already had players like Chig and these guys saying, we're pushing the ball way further
Chig,
down
you
the
want to
field.
talk? You want to talk about rest in peace for a player? Chig is not happening. I did, Kitchen. I will be fair to you. I just got off a podcast with Tej Seth from formerly Sumer Sports, now Penn Gaming. His like number. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Who is Matt Cole? God, that is brutal, dude.
This board, this part of the board, ADP range, like there's not a single click I like these.
I
next 10 ADPs.
needed Vidal so badly. That is so annoying. Anyway, Tej did just say he's pretty interested in the Titans. He thinks it's a very cool experiment to basically turn a team over stylistically in 1 year like that. So you're not alone.
Of course.
This dude really needed Vidal.
Why are you so excited about him? Because there was one photo of him at practice that existed.
I'm over J.K. Dobbins. I'm not the J.K. Dobbins different size calves. I'm just betting against it.
Yeah.
That being said, I am about to take J.K. Dobbins in this draft.
That's a good one too. Like, are you buying it? Like at this cost, whatever, it doesn't matter. But are you guys buying?
Yeah, when they're doing
No.
like the ladder drills, J.K. Dobbins is the first one on the like in the ladder drills. That's what I like.
But we knew this. We knew this the whole time. We knew that Roman brought him over because that's who he wants to be as running back. No one believes he can stay healthy.
Davis, why do you think Chig Okonkwo is over?
Because Callahan and the OC both had separate interviews, coaching sessions, whatever, where they're like, yeah, we're going to use 3 guys. We really like Josh Wiley. They mentioned, I can't remember if they're blocking tight end. Is it Nick Vannett? I can't remember who it is. Yeah. It's a new guy, Nick Vannett. And they were like, yeah, we're going to use all these guys. Like it's a rotation. No one's the starter, so on and so forth. Now, obviously, Chig stands the most to gain from like a Levis Nuke season. But there's not really much separating him athletically from Josh Wiley. So
didn't the Steelers do the same? I mean, I don't think like that comment is like excluding Chig at where you're getting him.
Yeah. So like you wouldn't say that if you were the Falcons tight end coach. You wouldn't be like, yeah, we're really looking forward to using I lost their backup tight end's name. It's Charlie Werner. We're not going to really work to integrate Charlie Werner in the offense.
Yeah. But you're talking about a guy who's being drafted like in the 5th round compared to a guy who's being drafted like in the 14th.
Well, even look at the guys going around Chig. I mean, Juwan Johnson will be an unquestioned starter.
I love
I guess
Juwan Johnson, but like Juwan Johnson, Jonnu Smith, like these guys, they're red zone threats. Like that's what you're getting them for, right? You're not getting them.
I mean, look, I've got 13.5% Chig on Underdog, so it's not like I'm saying I'm not a believer, but I'm way backing off of him. Pete, I gotta say, buddy, you are killing your mission. You saw the mission. You're seeing the fastball. This is perhaps the best mission execution I have ever seen.
Right,
yeah, it just the bye week bros are coming after me. I am aware that both my quarterbacks have a week 12 bye. Do not worry, I'll get a third to cover it.
Okay.
Pete's got Garrett Wilson and Drake London, Steph Diggs, Zay Flowers, Kyle Pitts, so has the Atlanta stack there with Kirk Cousins.
Stacks don't have anything to do with Pete's mission. I'll give you a hint.
And Warren. Just let me read the team, Davis, please. Dobbs and Wicks. No stack there. So I'm doubting that stacks have a part of this mission. Rico, Rogers, and Ray.
Oh man.
Ray Davis getting some like conflicting reports. Fumbled the ball in the end zone.
Not really. They're all one report, and then there was like one like he fumbled in practice once.
Yeah. But the Ty Johnson going down does help.
Yeah. Eric, how can I show you the whole board? This is as big as it gets. I can't do anything more than
yeah,
this.
And now I can't see myself.
Greg Dortch at 15-10. Come on.
Davis.
That's too much.
Davis.
It's all fun and games. That's too much.
You think I'm immune to doing bits, Peter? You think I'm immune to doing bits?
Great.
The answer, by the way, is it's no. I'm not immune to doing bits.
Greg Dortch. You had to have just set a new all-time high for Greg Dortch.
I've seen him go higher. I've seen him go higher. To me,
in your streamed rooms, your little God, your sycophants taking him in the 13th.
No, it's me. It's me doing it. I faked them out the other day. I was like, oh, I'm about to take Marvin Mims. I was like hemming and hawing. And then like literally last second, 1 second left on the clock, I just took Dortch in the 15th. And one guy just left. He was just like, I'm leaving the stream, bro. He's like, there's no coming back from that.
Oh, man.
Pete, take us through your thought process right now.
I'm in bye week hell. Both of my quarterbacks and both of my tight ends have the same bye week. And I'm trying to figure out how the fuck I dig myself out of this.
It's pretty clear what you got to do, bro.
If I wasn't on a mission, I'd gotten probably Stafford as my QB3 there.
That's what I just did as my last.
I was
minute.
about to take him and then take Jordan Whittington with my last pick.
Stafford at 182.
Yeah.
I also have correlations on my my Jets and Cardinals in 16-17.
Damn, I for real do not know what to do. That was I could not afford that Dortch luxury pick, but I did it anyway.
You could have taken anyone and then taken Dortch here because he definitely would have been there.
No. Kitchen had him in the queue, brother.
Drake May is your QB2, who's being outplayed by Mr. Bazooka Joe Milton in Pat's camp.
Here's the deal. Everything at Pat's training camp, it sounds like the worst experience any of these players have ever had. It's like I read there was an Athletic article yesterday that was like what was the it's like I followed Drake May around for an entire day, like a diary of Drake May's day. And it was basically 6 hours of him, incompleting passes, getting yelled at, like just like miserable, all bad. And then they got me in the end though. They hooked me back in because May, Polk, and Baker all stayed together for an hour together after practice, after everyone else left, and ran routes and threw the ball. And so I was like, sick. I'm back in on Drake May and Javon Baker.
Yeah. I mean, Baker, he's been getting some steam for sure. It's like, no, I've heard nothing about Douglas. It's all been Baker, basically.
Yeah. I think that. I mean, that's kind of represents what I think is going to happen. Douglas is the most replaceable of the guys being drafted.
And it was so funny. I was hanging out with my in-laws over the weekend, and my mother-in-law, big Patriots fan. And so I was like, when do you think Drake May starts? She goes, I haven't been following it that closely. And I'm kind of just like BS. And then she was like, oh, what players do you like this year? And I was like, I was just talking about the wide receivers, and I mentioned Pop Douglas, and he goes, be careful. He was on the sidelines at practice yesterday. It's like, we're paying that close attention, and you're giving me Pop Douglas training camp injury updates.
That's very good. I love that. Oh, that is good stuff. Pete, you want to talk about something that could potentially change the whole context of Best Ball Mania with 35 days left to go? How about Justin Fields still playing with the ones?
But that's just because
with Russell Wilson back at practice.
But Russ isn't full. He isn't full speed.
Well, Dave, based on my understanding of your DraftKings teams, it's actually fine for you anyways, because you've been doing 4 quarterback teams with handcuffed Steelers quarterbacks.
That was one lineup, Davis. I do have more Fields than Wilson because I was drafting him a lot heavier. But like I got Fields in the 20th round on DK the other day. Like,
man, I am about to jump the shark.
Don't do anything weird.
No, I'm not.
You're at a 2.572 right now.
I was about to jump the shark, but then I saw that a non-sharp shark jump pick was there.
You think you're going to go like what, Davis? What do you think you're going to do for your 18th round pick? What position? Because you got a 2, 5, 8, 2. Where do you think you'll go?
Probably a running back.
Piss.
Davis, I am going to stick the landing on this mission. You've actually already mentioned.
Oh, I know who you're gonna take. Beautiful.
Yeah.
He's in my queue, but you're gonna take him. Damn. Yeah.
You were gonna take him?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was.
It
would be my first share, I think.
This is gonna be my first share.
No, David just took him.
Oh, Prince? No. You already said his name. I gotta wait, make sure Kitchen doesn't snipe me. Because Kitchen is a sick man. I can't believe I'm worried about getting sniped on Jordan Whittington. Okay, here we go. No, Kitchen had to take his Treylon Burks. Stacking days and stacking plays.
All right, do I take Fields or Laube here? Fields is a third quarterback, or Laube is a 6th running back.
You can't take Fields.
Well, I can. What do you think?
You told me you're taking a running back.
Take Laube. You got to do it. Take Laube. I'm siding with Dave on this. He's done really good on his mission. Dave completed it. Well done, Dave.
Okay. I know what Peter's mission is. I don't know what David's mission is.
Just look in the mirror, bro.
David's mission has something to do, I feel like has to do with sequencing, maybe. Like it's about the sequencing of players that he took, because he goes 3 wide receivers, running back, 2 wide receivers, quarterback, 2 running, like shit, I don't know. Can I get a hint, Dave?
The hint was I was asking you who you were going to be taking in the 18th round.
You have to you couldn't take the same position as me in the same round?
No.
Look more inward. Look in the mirror.
Yes.
Take
a look at yourself.
You trying to draft all guys that I have high exposure on?
No. Although I do know that you like
you have a lot of guys.
How about this, Davis? Why would Kitchen want you to draft a running back? And why would he be upset if you weren't going to make your last pick a running back after he had already finished?
Oh, do you have to mirror my structure?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That was it.
That's a good Peter. Dude, we are locked in on the missions. People are saying this is a good show.
But it did drastically change what I want. Like I wanted to take Roman Wilson and either Russ or Justin Fields there. Like would have been awesome because I already had Pickens.
So if I would not have said running back, I could have had Deneric Prince instead of Laube, huh?
Yeah.
Tough.
Kitchen, were you thinking about trying? I told you could come at it from any direction, but were you thinking it would be easier if you mirrored him like pick by pick? Like,
well, it was tough
because he wanted to catch up with Kyler, right?
Yeah, he went Kelsey early, and just like by the time tight end got to me, it was like, well, I can't really go. I've already committed to this like top 4 receivers going to be in the top 10, of this draft. So high upside receiver. So I knew I'd have to play catch up on tight ends later on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What would you have done if I took? What you're lucky I didn't take Jahmyr Gibbs then. That would have messed you up where you were at in the board.
No, because I had to end where you ended.
Sure.
I honestly kind of like this team. There was a few picks, like I would have gone. I wouldn't have drafted Singletary probably where I did with pick 108, but Davis was going kind of running backs earlier than what I usually do. So I couldn't get too far behind him.
I didn't take my first running back till pick 82.
Yeah, but I'm saying by the time, like, I'm usually more extreme than that. If I get a guy like Pacheco,
Dave, he's a real ideological piss boy. That is kind of what they say about him.
That's right. But people are saying in the chat that my team is probably the best out of all 3 of our teams.
Can you pull that comment up?
I know. I really don't like unstacked.
A lot of them.
Kyler, but it's fine.
Well, Davis, someone took Wilson and Dortch in the same round before it got to me. So there's only so much you can do.
Kitchen, can you guess what mine was? My mission?
Let's see the board. So you had it doesn't have to do with stacks. I know that just by looking at this.
I would say you need to be paying more attention to kind of the things I was saying. I don't know if an exact Well, you're pretty plugged in. Maybe an overview.
Yeah,
of the
I
team
think
real quick.
Dave should be able to get this one.
Oh boy. So Wilson, London, Diggs, Flowers. Those are all wide receiver ones.
Has nothing to do with it. That the positions, and teams have nothing to do with Peter's mission.
Then I don't know. I don't know what it is.
If
It
you
was
have an
the-
athletic subscription, you could definitely get this.
Just like hype
Yeah.
guys.
You got it.
Yeah.
Players who've gotten training camp. I think I did it with most of these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I've heard.
I did
anything
it
about
too.
Conklin.
I did it too.
Accidentally.
Flowers and Mixon, no, but pretty
Yeah.
much everyone else.
Mixon's been out.
Have we heard a lot of good stuff about Jalen Warren?
He
I
was
just
the
haven't
best-
heard like any
he-
bad
he-
stuff.
He was the best. He was the best pass protector in every drill, more than the tight ends this week, according to the Steelers beat writers. Best pass blocker on the team.
What,
No,
Davis, you should get an affiliate deal with the Athletic. I mean, you promote.
No one
them.
shills it harder.
I'm saying you should get it. You get your affiliate link and become
Roman
a
Wilson
sponsor.
was the roller coaster of this week, where he was making all sorts of catches, all sorts of plays. They finally started saying his name, and then he gets hurt, and he's week to week, and now he goes 214 out of 216.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean,
mean,
it's
my.
brutal.
I will give.
Yeah, Pete, can you guess Davis?
Peter, my mission relates to Underdog Fantasy and content creators that they employ and teams that they are related to.
Okay, so you had to. I mean, you obviously have the New England stuff. So you got like the Rudman connection. I mean, Josh is the big Carolina guy. So you got Leggett.
I got
are we
sniped
counting
on
Los
Bryce Young.
Angeles for Hayden?
Yep.
Okay. Wait, who's the KC guy? Oh, this is yourself. Jesus.
I think I got it all. I got
Did you
The
get Jack?
Mount Rushmore of Underdog employees: Nick Rudman, Josh Hayden, and Davis Maddock.
it wasn't even for Rudman. It was for Belichick.
It's for Belichick.
And
okay.
I got Devontae for Jack and J.K. Dobbins. I guess.
Did you get
technically.
Pitt for Nez? Bad bro.
No, we'll count it though. We'll count it.
Who's New Orleans? Who's Shaheed for?
That was the one. That was the one that did not do it. No, I do have a Raven for Jack. I got Devontae Walker for Jack.
Who did you say? Did you say Christian Watson isn't one?
Yeah. Only I think like 10 of the picks or 11 of the picks counted basically.
That's for Tuttle when he becomes an underdog influencer for Best Ball Mania.
There we go. Yeah.
I did say stacks, so I guess you did get it with the KC and
I got
Pats.
Patriots and Chiefs. I got sniped on Bryce Young. I was gonna take Bryce Young and he went before me.
No Tommy Trimble. Questionable. All right. Reminder to like and subscribe. This was a fun draft. It was, and
guys,
it went
I
pretty fast.
am like unbelievably jacked for the season now. Like I just like it's here. The pads are on. Audric Estime killed the guy yesterday, I think. Like
Yes.
everything is so
And you
good.
see who
right
got
now.
him in the 16th round. This guy.
Yeah.
I like
Okay,
how
this
my
is-
challenge was to do what you guys were just gonna do naturally in the draft.
This is a good one. Who do we think the blockbuster trade that the guy Pretty Ricky says is going to happen? Do we think it's Ayuk?
yeah.
Do we think it's CD? Could be. I think there's like a 1% chance it's Dak because he wants to get paid so bad and Jerry doesn't want to pay him.
I actually have not heard this rumor.
What this guy broke another trade. Pretty Ricky. He beat Crack Rock out to another trade. I'm trying to remember which one it was.
I also posted some news that has not happened yet, so I'm a little nervous. But Quandre Diggs coming to the Titans to join Jamal Adams. I posted that 2 days
I
ago.
swear, if this bombshell's a defensive trade, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Who is Quandre Diggs?
Yeah, can
He
you tell
was
us?
he was the safety with Jamal Adams in Seattle. So
Hasn't that
they
guy been
both
terrible forever? Isn't Jamal Adams bad?
no, he just had one bad year, one medium year, and really it's just for depth.
And who's
Anyways.
Quandre Diggs play for?
No one. The Titans are signing him.
So why do we
And I
care
broke
if he's a free agent in July? Then why do we? He can't possibly be good.
We care because I am breaking this story, and no one else is reporting it. Just
Okay.
me.
Okay.
So when it happens, I just need you guys to be like, "Whoa, Kitchen broke this last week." Whatever. My source, when I said, "Hey, what's happening here?" He
God,
said, "Hey,
I was so excited
worry.
about fantasy football like 2 minutes ago. Like this was a great show. I was feeling so jazzed, and Dave literally just is trying to lecture me about like off-ball linebackers. This is
you didn't know who he was. You didn't know who he was, so I was trying to explain to you that I also have sources. So
Okay. Well, I hope it's Devontae Adams to the Jets. I'm trying to think of the biggest trades that would help my bags, and Devontae Adams to the Jets would be huge for my bags.
How about this one that I think could be like vaguely realistic,
Okay.
but would be a mixed bag of emotions. Like it'd be fun from a like, oh, that's a name we know. But
Yeah.
T. Higgins to the Patriots. What does that do?
No. Well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine for me because it makes May marginally better and it doesn't hurt my Bengal stacks or my Higgins bags because they're small. So that and it seems like close enough in the realm of possibility. The issue would be the Bengals figuring out how to do a trade. I don't have any conclusive evidence. The Bengals front office knows how to do that.
I would like Hopkins to the Bills. That'd be a fun one.
Hopkins to the Bills.
Anybody
That's so last offseason. That was what everyone was saying last offseason.
Yeah. But I mean, we're just saying the guys that you have high exposure to that you would like, and that would also allow my Traylon shares to now be realized as well. So I do have plenty of Keon Coleman. You guys were Keon Coleman haters in the past. Are you joining Team Soccer Dave Cheslium in the Keon Coleman love now?
Not when you frame it like that.
Yeah. I think Keon Coleman is fine. I think Curtis Samuel is a better bet than him and will score more points than him. And they go back to back with each other in ADP. So I end up with more Curtis Samuel. But I'm totally cool with knowing that that's like a dumb bet, basically.
Yeah.
Like 9 times out of 10, I bet on the rookie, and this is going to be the one time where I'm like, don't bet on the rookie, take the old guy. Seems bad.
No,
but
I floated this take. I think it was on Pat's Pros vs. Joe's stream the other night on Ship Chasing, but I'm like, Keon Coleman can be like a better version of the Kelvin Benjamin rookie year thing, where it's like, yeah, he kind of sucks, but they just feed him a ton of red zone targets. And he's a bad player, but he smashes because they are so stubbornly trying to make it work.
Didn't that team suck though?
They did. Yeah, it was a Cam Newton Panthers, I believe.
Yeah. So that team sucked. You can't do that on a good team. You can't do that on a 12-win team.
But if the Bills are looking around at their weapons like the Chiefs did last year, and they're
true.
Just like, we might just force feed Keon Coleman.
Claypool is hurt now.
He
might not even make the team.
Poor
he was never going to make the team. He's been behind Tyrell Shavers. Yeah, Tony in the injury tent today. I mean, a year ago that would have sent me into a deep depression. Now we can just laugh.
It's literally a Tuesday.
Yeah.
How's that news?
Yeah. Christian Watson is not getting traded. That's a bad one. The Packers are not going to do a preseason trade. It's not what happens.
Davis, what about the wide receiver 3 situation in Cincy? Because you had some pretty strong opinions.
I'm drafting Yoshi now. I'm drafting Yoshi. I think Yoshi is like a good player and needed to learn some technique, but like Yoshi is drawing dead, I think, to out target Chase and Higgins, but Burton like theoretically could be good enough to be doing that by week 10.
People that do not know, Yoshi is Andre is Iosivas.
Yoshi Boss.
That's where the nickname comes from.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was just going to say every single Cabal member tweeted about Yoshi Voss being a great scroll the F down. There were literally like 6. I saw Hayden did it, Levitan did it,
Bimepor did it.
Bimepor did it. It's like everyone was like, Yoshi Voss is your scroll the F down pick of the week.
Yeah. I need to balance my range
And
because
Prince.
I've got
Prince
30.
too.
I've got 31% Burton right now, so I need to trim that down.
Oh, yikes! When the bags.
Well, I would love that T. Higgins trade. You would be nailing that.
I honestly, I think I feel just fine about the Burton bags. Like if I get to bet against T. Higgins,
yeah,
the game is the game.
All right. Final thoughts. What do we have cooking? Davis,
Hall of Fame game DFS, baby.
Right.
Getting ready to go record a show with Cody Main right now.
Ooh, really nice. Love to see it.
I said working
subs only though. That one's premium only.
Oh, whoa. Pete, what do you have stirring, remixing in the creamy pot?
I think I'm going to go write an article comparing Best Ball Mania to casino games. It's feeling inspired after today's show.
It's a slot, dude. You just pull the lever. Sometimes you get the Malik Neighbors Cooper Cup lever.
You know what it is? Kitchen's the guy that goes and gets $25 at the ATM in time and keeps going back being like, this is my last time. $25 more in the Underdog account. Spend it. Go get a little more.
Blackjack. If you're playing blackjack and comparing it to best ball, then you're in the sit and goes. You're in the 6-mans. Like you're not in the tourney streets. I stand on that take. Yeah, appreciate everyone for tuning in, for listening, for watching, and liking and subscribing and leaving all the comments. Your comments last week for the Tuttle show were amazing. So appreciate those. Those gave us a good laugh. Probably why Tuttle's not back today, but whatever. He'll be back in a few weeks. Like literally, we have 5 weeks and then the start of the season. So it's going to be fun. It's coming up quicker than we know it. So like, subscribe. Thanks to Devin for stepping in, producing the show, and we'll see you next week here on the Swolecast on RotoGrinders.com. Peace.